Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well and safe at home. Today's video is about a very serious incident that recently happened in Delhi. A building collapse in Chander Vihar. It's a heartbreaking story of how illegal construction, negligence and nature came together with deadly consequences. Let's go back to the evening of April 11th, 2025. The time was around 6:30 p.m. Delhi was hit by a sudden storm, not just rain, but extremely powerful winds. In the area of Chander Vihar, this storm brought something far worse than broken trees and dust. A building that was under construction collapsed completely. 6 floors, reduced to rubble in seconds. 3 people died on the spot. 2 others were critically injured. This was not just an unfortunate accident. This was a preventable disaster. Here's the thing. This building was never supposed to be 6 floors tall. According to the Delhi Master Plan and the Delhi Building Bylaws, residential buildings in many areas, especially unplanned colonies like Chander Vihar, are legally allowed to have a maximum of 3 floors, including the ground floor. If someone wants to build more than that, they must take special permission, submit structural safety plans, and follow strict construction codes. But in this case, the builder ignored all of that. 6 floors were being built, double the legal limit, with no proper safety audits. Now let's come to the storm. Was it a strong one? Absolutely. Reports suggest wind speeds were extremely high, strong enough to damage loose objects and temporary structures. But here's the truth. A properly constructed building does not collapse due to a single storm. Delhi is no stranger to high-speed winds. Buildings in the city are expected to handle this kind of weather. That's why structural codes exist. If the construction had been legal and strong, this collapse likely would not have happened. So while nature played a role, it was the weak structure and human negligence that made this disaster possible. There are 3 layers of failure here. First, the builder, who knowingly violated laws, ignored safety, and went ahead with unauthorized construction. Second, local authorities, who either didn't notice or chose to ignore the illegal work. And third, a system that allows these violations to go unchecked for years. We often hear about such collapses in places like Mumbai, Gurugram, or Noida. It's almost always the same story: illegal floors, poor materials, and ignored warnings. This isn't just corruption, this is costing lives. According to the Delhi Building Bylaws of 2016, for individual residential plots, construction must comply with specific floor area ratio, or FR, limits. That means there's a clear limit on how many floors, and how much built-up area you can legally have. If someone builds beyond that without a sanction plan, it's considered unauthorized. And if it leads to death or injury, it can result in criminal charges including imprisonment under the Indian Penal Code, for negligence and even culpable homicide in some cases. After the collapse, rescue operations began immediately. The police, fire services, and disaster teams worked overnight to clear the debris. The contractor responsible has been arrested, and a case has been filed. But the real question is, will this just end with one arrest? Or will there be real accountability across the board? Because this wasn't an accident, this was a man-made disaster. And if we don't fix this system, it will happen again. This incident should not be forgotten in a few days. It should make all of us ask, how many buildings in our neighborhood are built legally? How many have fire exits? How many follow the norms? Because whether it's Delhi or any other city, safety doesn't come from laws written on paper. It comes from enforcing those laws every single day. Friends, the biggest lesson here is this. Storms, earthquakes, and floods will happen. We can't control nature, but we can control how prepared we are. Illegal buildings are not just risky, they are death traps. And when nature strikes, it's the poor construction that kills, not the weather. So please, stay informed, stay alert, and if you ever find yourself in such rough weather conditions, like a hurricane or tufan, the safest place to be is inside a properly built, legally approved shelter.